the other guy runs off. Like he disappears into the woods.
Oh, he's the one with that Pokemon, isn't he?
Yeah.
So we can actually force him to give us his Pokemon and Pokeball.
His strong Pokemon.
Since he tried to take ours, we'll be like, you wanted to take our Pokemon and
Yes.
stuff? Actually. Okay. So that's probably what we're going to do. Like, give us all your money. Don't you think, Jimmy? Because he's paralyzed. He can't do anything.
I mean, you can talk to him however you want.
Yeah. So
it's Jimmy's turn. He's paralyzed. I guess.
All right. So this Pokemon's knocked out. You guys all run up here to him.
We surround him.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to him.
And Jimmy.
So first of all, we should ask why he came, what group he's part of. But then we should also take his Pokemon and Pokeball and money.
Okay. First off, Tim, that is not what you would do.
That might be what you would do, though.
You would definitely stop him.
You would want him to go to jail, maybe, but not rob the man.
Yeah.
But he tried to rob us, basically.
That's not how a lawful good person thinks. You don't think.
You're like, the law will take care of you.
Yeah, you're the one who told me I had to be lawful good, Skyler. I said I was neutral gun. You're like,
but you had a background.
Story, like you're lawful.
I walk up to him and he wakes up to me staring him right in the eye.
I mean, he's like laying there and he's like having like a sort of seizure. That's what the paralyzed looks like. Like he's just like, he can't move any of his arms. He's just kind of like shaking a little bit.
Can he see me?
Oh yeah, he can see you. He's looking up.
He's looking straight into my giant figure, and I slowly bend down and look him right in the face and go, "How you doing?"
And he just, and there's a little bit of spit coming out of his mouth, but he can't even talk. Like his mouth is his jaw is paralyzed too.
Yep. So, my name's Jimmy, and well, I don't like it when you mess with Jimmy and Jimmy's friends. I think it's time for you to learn some manners. Now, I'm just going to leave you here to suffer in pain while I just take off these goodies off of you. And I slowly start to take off his Pokeball as he just lays there writhing in pain.
Okay.
And I'm like watching this, but I'm like not sure about it because I'm not going to say anything.
I just pick up the Pokeball, and after I pick it up, I toss it to Terran, and I grab his money bag as well, and I also toss that to Terran.
Okay.
And I go, now, I'm not a mean person. I'm good. There's some good in me, you know. But when you mess with my friends, you don't see the good in me. You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy, I'm glad you care about me as your friend. And, I understand that we're trying to take our Pokeballs and our money. So, I'm fine with, I guess, it's not really legal, but, if you want to take that, it's fine, I guess. But let's get him back to the authorities and have them question him, I mean, let's not get too hasty. We don't need to kill him or torture him or anything, but let's just question him and maybe take him to the authorities.
I'm fine taking him to the authorities. I don't want to see him writhing in pain all the way there, so just fix him up before we take him.
Okay, and I'll ask him some questions too.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to tie him up after he's better.
Okay. Why did you and your friend attack us?
Okay, did you help him first? He can't talk.
Yeah, so I'm helping him. But I don't know do I know some healing? I guess I need to roll a healing. How long will it be before he's better on his own? Because it only lasts for a minute. It's supposed to.
But then that's
it'd be done by now. He just my whole body aches.
Yeah, well, you're kind of a jerk. You kind of are getting what you deserve. I'm sorry it's so bad on you, but that's your fault.
I like how straightforward you are about that. Yeah, well, you were kind of a jerk, so that's what you get.
Yeah, this is you had it coming.
But why don't you tell us? You know, it'll go easier on you with the authorities and everyone, and maybe we'll let it slide this time. But you have to tell us what's going on. Who's your friend? Why were you attacking us?
And he's like, I don't have to tell you, Jack.
Considering we're both here with Pokemon and your Pokemon is in our possession, your friend ran away from you. I think you do have to tell us. So I'm going to roll intimidation, actually.
Okay.
Even though I'm not very good at intimidation.
You're real scared.
I'm rolling against it, basically. Not on here. I'm rolling. I got dice on my end.
Okay, and you might want to roll intimidation too, Jimmy.
I'm gonna let you you're handling it right now. Jimmy will step in when he sees fit.
14.
Oh my gosh, this is awkward. That's exactly what he rolled.
So just like staring each other in the
he
eye.
looks at you and you're pretty intense and whatnot, and he's like, I'll tell you one thing. That's what I'll tell you. He says, I'll tell you this. My so-called friend, he's gonna come back, and we're gonna get you guys good. That's what I'll tell you.
So, Jimmy, we probably should get going soon before he comes back. Why don't you step in and work on intimidating this guy a little more? I got a little bit out of him, but you're the big bruiser.
I got this. And Jimmy steps back up and he pulls out his long sword again and looks at him and he says, "What do you mean? We will get you again."
I feel like you should roll an advantage given the situation. I feel like Jimmy.
I'm through with you, there won't be a we, and I roll intimidate, and that's an 8. Gosh dang it!
I feel like he should roll that.
He's like, oh, all right, don't hurt me, Big Jim, don't hurt me. And he's like, I can't tell you nothing, but we're gonna get you back. That's for sure. Just take me. If you hurt me, that's the same as murder, and that's worse than stealing.
I guess we just won't get anything out of him. I guess he's scared, but we just won't get anything.
Yeah,
and you notice that his pants look like they may have.
Yep, that's what we got out of him. That's what Jim says too. He just kind of looks down. He goes like, "Well, at least we got something out of you."
Yeah, let's take him back to the
He's got a couple tears coming out of his eyes. He's like, just screw you guys.
Let's take him back to the authorities.
Okay. And Jim helps stand him up and then just kind of sticks a firm arm behind his back and just walks him back to town.
Are you guys gonna do anything with his Pokemon? It's fainted on the ground.
Yeah, we're picking it up in the Pokeball.
Okay, so you take the Pokeball from him and put it into the Pokeball.
Yeah, because Jimmy handed me the Pokeball.
Gotcha. Okay, and then are you guys doing anything with your Pokemon? Or are you gonna return them to their?
I'm returning them, of course. Well, I mean, I still do have my Ghastly to return.
Yeah. When I'm leading them away, I'd call back Jim.
Okay. Someone's got to get rid of all this fire here. Oops, not that. I'll get it later. Okay. So you guys pull him into town.
Where's the
it's starting to get dark out.
Where's the police station or whatever?
In this town, there's really only one guard. Not too much happens. He usually hangs around the lab, and he's Professor Oak's roommate. So he's either over at the lab making sure everything's okay over there, or else he's over at Professor Oak's house, which is right here.
Oh, we go straight to where we think he should be.
Okay.
So how much gold did we get? Because there
was a little bag of 40 gold.
We're gonna split.
So we split it. We split evenly. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, maybe we should start robbing some people.
Jimmy, I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, I know this guy deserved it, but
I kid.
All right, so you get about.
I know. I'm just still uncomfortable with this, you know.
So you get about here, and you notice that the guard's over, just kind of standing, chilling outside of Professor Oak's lab over here. Or actually, no, this is the university. Sorry, the high school. So he's just kind of chilling out here.
So we called to him.
Okay.
We're like, we caught this guy. He was trying to beat us up, steal our Pokemon and our money. And
he comes. He's a little bit heavier, so he just kind of like very lightly jogs over, and he's like, "What? This guy was stealing from you."
He was attacking us. He and his friend were attacking us. And they ran off when they saw how tough we were.
Where's his friend at?
His friend ran away. We weren't able to touch him.
Oh, jeez. What's with the mask on his face?
You'll have to ask him, what's with the mask on your face?
Well, let him ask.
And he's like, hey, mister, let's take this off you. And he pulls it off. And he's like, well. And you guys recognize this guy as Bert. He is.
Yeah, the bully.
Yes, he was one of the guys that bullies you guys.
I should have known it.
He, I should have a last name on him.
Burt Reynolds.
I should have known it was you, you jerk.
Of course it was Burt. Who else?
You definitely are getting your comeuppance. You deserve everything you got.
Gosh dang it, I know I wrote it down somewhere.
Bart Rathbone.
Bart Rathbone. I think he would have learned not to mess with Jimmy after.
And me with my fire spells too.
Okay.
You would think.
Okay, you're really nerdy. Okay, you had
it. Bert is one of the farmer's two sons. He lives up here, right over by Gizil's house. And yeah, like I said, I mean, these guys have bullied you guys throughout high school. This guy is one of them has bullied you guys. So, and he's like, oh, dang it, you figure me out, you darn meddling kids. And Bert's like, well, I'll take him from here, boys. I'll take him over and see what his father has to say about this. And the kid's like, oh, no, don't take me to Dad. Don't take me to Dad, please. And Bert, or the guard's like, oh, don't you think you can get out of this, Bert? Yo, Papa's gonna hear about this, and he ain't gonna be happy because I ain't gonna beat you good.
I hope he drags Bert away by his ear.
Beats you good.
Do you just like hand off? The guard kind of like motions for you to like hand the kid off to him.
Okay, yeah, we hand him off.
And he's like, good job, you two. Keeping all the trainers safe. I hope nobody else got hurt. But hey, Bert, did you hurt anybody else? And he's like, I ain't telling you nothing. He's like, oh, we'll see what your daddy has to say about that.
He's a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he is, ain't he? And he like grabs him by his back collar, and he just kind of like starts pushing him towards his the farmer's house. Oh. And you guys notice it's getting kind of late. It's getting pretty dark out.
Looks like it's time for bed.
Yeah, I suppose you want to stop by the bar first and see if there's anything new going on.
I mean, I'm fine going to the bar. We have a new coinage.
We do have a new coinage, yeah. So let's go to the bar. There are always people at the bar at night to talk to and maybe ask things.
Let's just go chill at the bar and then go back to Quinn.
All right. Yeah. When you get to the bar, you notice that there are, in fact, not that many people here. And you think to yourself, oh, yeah, everybody just kind of graduated and left town. There's
but only the kids. What about the older people?
There's maybe like two there. It's a pretty small town, though.
I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah. Let's talk to Professor Oak. It seems like Quinn is taking while. Maybe we should.
Well, he'll be back probably that next day. You know that he'd be back the next day.
Okay. Okay.
Well, let's go to bed. I need a.
Okay, let's go to bed. Yeah.
All right, so you guys rest up. Your Pokemon rest up too, so everybody should be at all good on health and everything.
Okay.
All right. So the next morning, you wake up and you look up into the sky, and Gizil and the giant eagle come flying in. They land next to you guys. Gizil just kind of like sits up and yawns. He kind of like slept part of the way there, or part of the way back.
It's like you're on a tough ride. What's that Pokemon you have with you? Giz.
Oh, he's got a big old bag of goodies, and a little Pokemon pops out.
Yeah. What's that?
Well, let me just.
What's all that stuff?
I went to go find Bill, and Bill is the Eevee.
Okay. What?
Yeah, that's what I said. And he's got all these potions. There's like 9,700,000 potions here. Actually, there's more like 20. But one of them will cure him, but the other one.
Is that what he said?
You really can't talk.
So there could be some confusing. They didn't tell you indicate which potion.
There are 13 potions.
How do you identify the potions?
You gotta be able to read them if you can.
Now, can I look at these?
Let Taryn read.
Yeah. Now, was there any book or anything that could help us out with this?
Nope.
There's no labels?
There's labels, but in different ways.
I would think there would have been some sort of book or notebook or something.
Well, there's not, so let's figure it out.
Let Taryn look at the label.
Okay, yeah, let me look at it. I know magic. And I'm intelligent.
I know magic. I am so much better than everybody else. I'm magic.
This is his skill trait, you bum.
No, I'm saying that as Gizil.
Oh.
That sounds like something Gizil would say, though.
Classic.
Even though I hate it. So maybe, should I roll for investigation or medicine?
Depends. Are you trying to just read the labels?
Well, I'm trying to figure out kind of what's in and what these potions are.
Can he read the labels?
Yeah, I can't clearly read the labels.
I mean, are you looking through the labels?
I'm looking at labels, but I'm also like looking at the potions themselves.
I mean, you see two potions that you're able to read the labels on.
Okay. So first, let's go to the lab. Let's go to Professor Oak's lab.
Okay.
Is Professor Oak there?
Yes.
Okay. So Professor Oak, we have a slight problem. So
He says, "What? What is your problem?"
Well, Gizil went to find your friend. But your friend, he kind of got turned into a Pokemon. Bill got turned into a...
He got turned... How in the blazes did he get turned into a Pokemon?
We don't know. He can't talk to us. Here he is. Here are these potions. We wondered if we could use your lab to like look at them and identify them and figure out what's going on with them. And maybe you could help us with that, and being a professor and really smart.
And he kind of looks him over and he says, "Well, I'm no potion expert, and
the gray one like sticky hands. Let's just throw that out there right now. I know that one for sure doesn't do
sticky hands." Okay. Well, I don't know much about potions, and I'm more of a Pokemon scientist specifically, and I'm not a linguist either, and we don't have anyone in town that's a linguist. We might just have to narrow it down and see if we can figure out which one, is which. I mean, do you guys speak any languages that might be able to help us here?
Well, I speak Elven, right? In common.
All right.
Do I speak anything else?
You also speak Dwarvish.
Oh, yeah, Elf, Dwarf, and... Okay, so I'll read the labels. How many labels can I read with that? And what do they say?
You read two of them. You're able to read two of them. There's... Okay, so Quinn pointed out that the gray one is a potion of sticky hands. Okay. And then you are able to read, there is a green one written in Elvish, and it says, "Communicate with creatures," on it.
I think these potions are...
and
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna
you're
say,
fine.
It looks to me like these potions are to make you communicate with creatures. Hold on. This is to do different stuff. I'm going to drink this potion.
Okay.
Because it says communicate with creatures.
Real quick. The orange one says Midas touch.
Okay. I'm going to use the green one.
While he's looking through them, do I see any that are in Draconic?
Yeah, you do actually. You notice there's one that's blood red.
Yes.
And it says breath of flames on it.
Oh, Jimmy, and he grabs it and he puts it into his pouch.
Okay. Do you do that with any level of stealth, or do you just do it?
I just go, ooh, Jimmy, and I grab it. And then I say that out loud.
Jimmy, we'll have to talk later, but let me see if I can communicate with Bill now. Bill.
Okay, so you drink the potion then?
Yeah, and I'm trying to communicate with Bill because I can communicate with creatures, presumably.
Yep.
I'm taking a guess.
Yes.
Wild guess.
Yeah, okay. So you drink this, and the rest of you all hear, or do you say anything to the Eevee?
Yeah, so Eevee, what's going on? Tell me a little bit. I know Quinn had some trouble communicating with you because you can't talk. Can you understand me?
And the rest of you just hear Eevee start making like sounds or whatever. But Taryn, you hear him say, "My name is Bill, not Eevee. But aside from that, yes, I'm so. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to help you in this state. I'm colorblind, and I can't see the colors of the potions to match them with the notes that I wrote. I can't do anything here.
Just tell me what we can do. I can help you as long as I can communicate with you.
Sure. One of these potions is able to change us back, or change me back, sorry. I like I said, I can't see the colors. I'm colorblind as this Pokemon is, and so I'm unable to see which color it is and match that with the notes that I read.
So 2 questions. First, what color potion will change you? And second, if we help you, can we have a potion we can use? I know my friend took a potion because I think he wants to use it. But
obviously, use your potion too.
But yeah, so what color potion will change you back? Which one?
That's the other thing. When I used the spell to change me into an Eevee, I various memories and stuff. The Eevee's brain is smaller than a human's. That's why I'm very limited into what I can do and say.
Well, will it hurt to try some of the other potions? It looks like they do good things too.
There are some that do strange things. Some of them are dangerous depending on how one uses them. I wouldn't suggest experimenting them. Thankfully, the one you used is the worst that can happen is an animal says mean things to you, but...
I thought it would be a good choice. I thought I need to communicate with him. I heard it said...
Sure, yes. But like I said, some of them can be very dangerous, so be cautious. And many of them are untested, too, so...
What does the breathe fire do? Will it actually let you breathe fire?
You don't...
Yes, but I'd be cautious of that one.
You don't know that.
The Eevee knows that.
He doesn't know it says breathe fire.
He made these labels.
Oh, that's true. Tim, yeah, you wouldn't know that it says...
I didn't say anything about it.
You didn't say it out loud.
Oh, you didn't say it out loud. Okay, so... So do you know what it will be? Do you know what language it'll be labeled in, at least? Do you know anything about this potion?
Oh, let's see. I think it was written in Druidic.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. So can I, even though I don't know more languages, will I be able to recognize them? Can I do an intelligence test to see if I can recognize?
Yeah.
Okay, and that'll be intelligence, will it, or what will it be?
Yes. Do
intelligence. Okay, not investigation or something.
Nah, it should just be like a straight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're able to see the one that's in Druidic. Like straight up, you're like, that. I've seen those symbols before.
Okay, so I'm going to bring that one, and I'm like to the Eevee. Okay, this is the right potion.
And he's like, you're totally sure?
It's the one in Druidic. Are you sure the one in Druidic is the one?
I'm fairly certain.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, and
it can't be worse than you are now.
It's like you'll have to pour it in something that I can drink it from in this form.
Do you have any beakers, Professor Oak?
And Professor Oak's like, oh, I have plenty of beakers, but it looks like you need more of like a bowl.
A bowl?
And I also have those.
Good.
And he like rushes over and he brings over a bowl. And he's like, here you go.
Okay. There you go, Eevee.
All right, you pour it in there. And then he like, puts his head over and starts lapping it up and whatnot. And then all of a sudden there's kind of a light mist that starts to surround him. And he sort of starts to increase in size and kind of glow a little bit. And then all of a sudden there's like a kind of a small, like almost explosion, but it doesn't hurt anybody. It just kind of a flash of light real quick. And then before you, sitting on the same desk, is a naked man. And he like covers himself and he's like, this is why I was trying to get the goblin to wait. I wanted to get my clothes. Professor, do you have an extra lab coat?
Sorry, bro.
It's okay. It's okay. We got everything fixed.
We understand. I mean, if you're that way as an Eevee, it's okay.
Are you just cold, or?
We could always turn you back to an Eevee.
I'm trying to make a perverted joke, and
he's like,
you're talking over me.
I hear you.
Nothing.
Maybe if you don't try to make perverted jokes.
I'd be like, are you just cold, or is that just your normal state?
I am very cold.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, bring me one of your lab coats, please. And oh, no, you don't. You've been trying to get a lab coat from me for years, but I told you, you don't get a lab coat until you get your doctorates. And he's like, I'm naked right now in your lab. And he goes, yeah, but I don't think you're going to be able to pull one over on me, mister. I bet you devised this entire scheme just so you could come here naked and get a lab coat from me. And he goes, no, are you crazy, Professor? Please. And he's like, Steven. And then one of the lab associates comes over and he's like, go fetch him an apron or something from the back. And Steven's like, yes, sir. And he like rushes back and comes back with an apron. And he goes, gosh, Professor, you bastard. And he like puts on the apron.
Okay. So now I'm going to talk to Bill, and I'm going to first of all talk to him about his spells and his magic, because I'm curious, we share similar interests. Mm-hmm. And then sort of ask what the potions do and whether we can have any of them, and ask him to explain what they do now that his memory's better, now that he's in his normal state.
He's like, I mean, there was a lot of them. There was like 13 of them, and I had like the actual detail, and I can't read them. I'm not able to read all the languages. I just had a translation book in my lighthouse.
So, but I mean, you're happy, these, don't you?
You're happy. It's true, but I also made a lot of other potions and items and just all sorts of various.
Okay. But we can help you get that book back. The translation.
I assume that I'd be allowed to walk back to my lighthouse or get back there somehow.
Oh, yes.
You guys don't have to escort me by any means.
We can help you. I'm just glad we're able to help.
I'm sure the professor here will send an associate along, and he's like, oh, fine, I'll send Steven.
And we have this.
He's an intern.
And we have this book for
What's
you,
that?
too. We have this book for you, too, from Professor Oak.
and Professor Oak kind of chuckles and that's it, and he goes, oh, the research notes. Oh, fantastic. If I had these messing with the potions, I might not have changed myself, but that's fine. It's not your guys' fault by any means. It's this old fool's fault for not finishing them up sooner. And Professor Oak just kind of laughs and he goes, well, I suppose I definitely have proof that you guys delivered it to him. If I had known it would have been so easy, I wouldn't.
Yeah, don't feel like you have to give us a reward or anything.
I insist. You did the job you were supposed to, and
I'm talking to Bill.
And he says, "Oh no, actually, I have something at the cabin. I'll have it sent to you by messenger bird."
Wonderful.
And he says, I was going to give it to whoever helped me out anyways. So it's actually some funny thing is it's actually something I don't want. And I'm going to hand it off to you.
Will we want it? Will we?
Oh, yes. No, definitely. It's a fantastic opportunity, but I'll keep it a surprise.
Oh, okay.